All right. And then, hi.
Hi, girl. Hi, friend.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Oh, looks like we're live.
Oh, awesome.
So no
Love it.
picking of the boogers.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the BaZi Gratitude Series number 2. If you missed last week's, we have that in recording and it's available on YouTube. But I'm so super excited because I'm here today with the very shiny, beautiful Laurie Sutherland. Laurie Sutherland, and she's streaming live with us today from San Diego, California. Hi, Laurie.
Hey, girl. Hi.
Hi. Before we get started, today we're talking about BaZi and beauty and wellness. And we were just joking around before we started recording about the gray hairs and, you know, maybe eyebrows and fitness and everything else that goes with the maintenance of the body, right?
Yep.
But along with that, it also comes with the maintenance of the spirit. So, but before we dive into that, Laurie, can you just tell our viewers a little bit about yourself? What are you all about? Share the
Okay.
goodness.
Totally. Okay. Cut me off if I get too long-winded, girl. So my name is Laurie Sutherland. I live in San Diego, California. I live in La Jolla, San Diego. So just kind of north of downtown, right on the coast. I feel very, very lucky to live here. I came to San Diego in the late 90s, mid 90s, to go to school at University of San Diego, and I stayed. So this has been home for me since then. Because this is home in every way, shape, and form. This is home. I'm very much a beach person. I've been lucky to live in some beautiful places. I lived in northern Idaho as a little kid. We moved to Southern California to a little beach town called San Clemente when I was 10, and I'm not too far from there. So my whole family's about an hour north of me. So, yeah, I am an executive regional vice president with Arbonne. That was never I didn't wake up one day and said, I want to be an Arbonne girl. I didn't even know what that was until about 5.5 years ago. And so a little bit about my past work history. I went to USD, thought I was going to be a news anchor. Didn't love it. You learn that through internships, right? Not my thing. And then I went into corporate sales, management, customer service. I worked for a big corporation for about 12 years and just got a lot of that type of experience. And it was great, but there was a point in my life where I didn't want to work for a big corporation anymore. And so I got my real estate license in 2008, right after everything had come crashing, burning, lying in a smoldering heap of a real estate market. I left this very cushy 6-figure job and went into 100% commission real estate when everything was short sales and foreclosures, and people thought I was crazy, but it was exactly what I needed to do for me. And since then I've been in real estate. So Arbonne happened to me totally on accident about 5.5 years ago. I was watching a friend of mine post about her journey through this 30-day clean eating challenge that had completely changed the way she felt and looked and the way her body was. And it was right after Halloween weekend, and I felt like I needed a little shift after, eating my body weight in those baby Snickers bars. You laugh, but it's totally serious. So I just felt like I needed to do something. So I jumped in on this thing that she was talking about, and I didn't know what the name Arbonne was. I'd never heard of the company. And what happened was I committed for 30 days to this very cool and very actually simple, but really transformative 30-day clean eating challenge that kind of completely changed my life. And I say that without being overly dramatic, but I lost weight in inches. My energy went through the roof. My thing is sugar. I kicked my sugar habit. I kicked my coffee habit. I kicked all those icky food habits that sometimes we feel control us. I dropped 2 jean sizes, which is always a good thing. When you go into the store and you're shopping for jeans, you know your size. I was down 2. So I couldn't help but open my mouth and share it. And my business happened on accident because of my ability to share it, helping other people tie into it, and then having other people want to start a business too. So that's where I am today. I feel very, very lucky and blessed to do what I do, and I absolutely love it. So I like to share what I do, and I love to help people find their health. I think it's the most valuable thing that we have, and now more than ever, we're very aware of how important health is. So that's me in a nutshell, girl.
What? Thank you. That's amazing. You know what? You would be such an amazing news anchor. I would watch you.
You would? Thank you.
I would totally watch you. But you know what's so interesting is that we actually met through a mutual friend, probably around that same time that you first transition into real estate. And that mutual friend was actually the first guest of the series last week, Karen Moore. Yep. But we've sort of kept in touch over the years because ever since BaZi was introduced to you, you've sort of been quite diligent in getting your annual BaZi refresh, if you will. And can you just share a little bit about your experience in terms of how BaZi, or at least the teaching of BaZi, has shed light into your personal life and also how you do business?
Yes, of course. So I'm so thankful that Karen, who's a dear, darling friend, she lives in Key West and lives a very lovely life, but I'm glad she brought us together. I'd never heard of BaZi either. And she and I were talking one day about, she had done a virtual chat with you for an hour and gotten, it seemed how she described it was she just got some clarity on, we plug through life and we know that we're on a path. And sometimes we feel very strongly like every bone in our body is telling us to go a certain direction. And other times we feel like we're fighting the direction we're supposed to be going. BaZi for me, or meeting with you and just understanding that there was a way of tuning into, the snapshot in time that we were born and all of the God-given talents, if you will, that we were given, and the things that we're naturally good at, the things that we have charisma for, the passions that we have for things that we do in our lives, whether it's jobs or love or travel, whatever. It helped me just to have an understanding that that was not arbitrary. And I like to ask questions, why, but why, but why? And you should see me right now with all this COVID going on. I'm like, but why? Tell me a reason why. So for me, BaZi gave me kind of just a different way of looking at things that allowed me to really tie the fact that we are balls of energy, spirits on this planet, that it's all energy, and that a lot of it is not an accident. And that helped me kind of put it all together so my brain could go, now I understand why people say, Laurie, you're a great public speaker. I don't have that skill. Laurie, you could talk to anybody. Laurie, you seem so passionate about these things. And then vice versa, things that I'm just maybe don't have strengths for. BaZi helped me understand that those are things that, that it's all supposed to be that way, right?
Yeah, and what's so interesting is that after working with you for years and just witnessing you in terms of maybe overcoming some of those self-limiting beliefs, the things that we question ourselves. Am I really ready to do this? Am I really capable? Am I making the right decision? And when we look at your BaZi chart, when you went into real estate, you were entering into the luck of Earth. And Earth, as we know it, is related to real estate and high tech. And so the desire or that pull energetically to go in that direction. And eventually you've made great success in that field. But then you were in that sort of bubble for about a decade. Yep. But as you were coming to an end of that decade, you started to have a different kind of bubble, a different kind of energy to say, wait a minute, maybe I found a new interest, maybe something presented itself to me as an opportunity. And that was related to Arbonne, the beauty aspect and the wellness aspect. And so now we're looking at your current luck cycle, which is 20 years of metal luck. And metal in Chinese medicine, if you don't know this, is related to skin, the teeth, the bones, jewelry, cosmetics, beauty, wellness, everything in that realm. And for our viewers, the metal element is incredibly beneficial to Laurie. And so when you came to me and said, hey, listen, I'm kind of thinking about this, and I don't know how we even stumbled upon it because I was making suggestions. And it just
I do, Jen. Let me interrupt you for a second. I'm sitting at my computer and you can't see that on the other side of my computer on my counter is this giant Arbonne box that just got delivered an hour before. And you were like, I could go back to my notes. You're like, beauty. I see something, and you weren't like trying to saying you see something. You're like, I kind of feel like you have this pull in this other area, something to do with beauty and health and wellness. I reached over and I pulled over this box and I said, do you know that I have an Arbonne business? And you said, no. And I don't know why you're only telling me this now. So that's how it happened. I remember vividly. And I was like, the light bulb went off.
Yeah. Anyway, and so to me, it's so interesting. And for those who are just tuning in now, I called Laurie very shiny at the start of our webinar today, because to me, every time I see you, every time I hear you, I look at you, I see that you truly do embody what healthy looks like. And so I want you to just tap into a little bit more and explain to our viewers, what is beauty? And there's a saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Mm-hmm. And so today, when we're all social distancing, we can't go to the gym, we can't go our beauty parlor and do all that fun stuff. How do you really suggest to people to kind of keep up with beauty in terms of how we also feel inside.
Yeah. That saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder is true, but I also believe that beauty is 100% emits to our exterior from our interior. Our skin is our largest organ. And sometimes people forget that. They could name all the organs in the body and they forget that our skin is our number one. And that other saying that I love to say is you are what you eat. We are constantly, our bodies are constantly rebuilding ourselves from the food that we put inside. So if we can take food away from this pleasure center that we have in our brain, right? And you guys, don't get me wrong, I eat pizza, chocolate, cookies. I made brownies yesterday and I ate a few. So I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that we have to be perfect all the time, but if we really could just tune in a little bit more with how we are constantly telling our body we want it to rebuild itself by putting the proper building blocks in, in our mouth, so our body has the tools and the fuel that it needs to do what it needs to do. And so for me, being beautiful means feeling good, because when you feel good, you get out of bed, you have a smile on your face, even if you have stress in your life or a lot on your plate, or are having a rough day. When you feel good inside and your body is operating the way this well-oiled, amazing miracle of a machine that we were born with is intended to operate, it's a complete game changer for the rest of your life. And so what I have discovered in Arbonne, Arbonne makes basically everything for the inside and outside of your body. And I'll go into that in a second. But when I started putting the right stuff in, it was not magic that my skin started to glow. My hair grew stronger. My nails were longer. My energy was through the roof. I didn't ride this roller coaster throughout the day. And so when you get off the roller coaster and you're allowed to just kind of cruise through your day, you are a much happier person, and therefore I think more beautiful. And so the word beauty gets misconstrued sometimes as things that we can put on ourselves to beautify, and that's true too. I love mascara and I love a good lip gloss and I love self-tan, or I love all the stuff that we love. But I do believe that you have to feel beautiful on the inside, because otherwise there's no amount of work you can do to cover it up if you don't feel great. And so that comes from really just overall paying attention to your health.
What would you like to share with our viewers today in terms of products or tips or anything?
Yeah. So I really have built my whole Arbonne business mostly on the nutrition aspect of our business. I use only Arbonne cosmetics now because they're vegan. They have no harsh chemicals. Everything that I put on my skin, I really have started to pay more attention to, because all those ingredients, whatever you slather on your body, your largest organ, your skin, absorbs it all within, I think, 30 to 45 seconds, the majority of any chemicals. So the laundry list of stuff on the back of your lotion that you bought at Target, not to scare you, but go read that. And if you can't pronounce 90% of the ingredients, you might want to look at an alternative to what you are putting on your body. But what I really want to say is if people don't feel great in their skin, or if you don't feel as amazing as you could, and sometimes that's very frustrating, busy moms, people who work every day, who keep a very crazy schedule, I know that sometimes number one gets put last on the list of people to take care of, but it's not that hard if you just kind of decide that you're going to take care of yourself. So I love our 30-day clean eating program. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself. I have turned on, at this point, thousands of people to it. Not me personally, but I've turned on several hundred and encouraged them to do the same. And it has helped people not only transform their weight and the way that they feel in their skin, but getting off medications, watching their kicking depression, kicking weird mood swings. I really love the getting off medications thing, because we all know that that's a problem right now. So it's the number one thing that I talk about. It's something that I have such huge passion for. Whether you're 20 years old or 80 years old, I don't believe that there's, that it's too late to ever decide you want to focus on your health and be healthier and happier and feel more beautiful in your skin. And so that is something that I have, lots of information on, but it helps everybody. So if I could turn one person on a day to a 30-day clean eating program and get the world back, one person at a time, get their health back, that makes me happy. That's why I love what I do.
Are you doing any 30-day challenge at all? I know that you were running that last year, for our participants and our viewers that might be interested in maybe getting off all the non-perishable food.
Yeah, all the processed
and
stuff.
the quarantine baking. And how to stay in touch with you if you do want to kickstart that 30-day challenge, so we can have a community of support system and do it together, because I would be totally in it.
Awesome. Yes. So our team does 2 a month. We do one on the first, we kick it off on 2 Mondays every month, the first and third Monday of every month. It's incredible. It's 30 days. You have a Facebook page that is your guide and your coach and recipe ideas. All the product gets shipped to your house. It's not expensive. It costs about $9 a day, and you get everything that you need in the box. You will realize that you should have a different relationship with food. You will learn in 30 days the foods that serve you, the foods that were making you feel bad that you maybe didn't even know about. I never knew that I had a dairy intolerance because I never had a problem with it. But as soon as I cut it out, I was like, oh, my skin wasn't happy. My stomach was not happy with that. And so you realize that there's things, our food is not processed these days the way it was 30 years ago or when our parents were growing up. It's different. Our farming is different. So yes, twice a month, I can give you a couple different ways. I have an Instagram handle. It's at SD Laurie, San Diego Laurie, SD Laurie. I have a website, lauriesutherland.arbonne.com. And Jen, you can type these in or share them.
Yes.
And my email is lauriesutherland22@gmail. So all of those the ways are ways you can get in touch with me. But I would love to help people jump in on this. Our next one starts actually this coming Monday. And so I led the group that was March 16th. We just finished today. Today is day number 30. There were 175 people in that group. And every day people were posting their results. And that's what fills my cup. That's what makes my heart happy. It fills my cup to know that if I even helped one person get their health back on track and then encourage them to go help somebody else in their family, we are all just helping each other propagate feeling better, being our best selves, and walking around this planet as healthy and immune, huge immune systems and resistant to viruses and things, that are going around. So,
well, that's amazing, Laurie. Wow, I didn't realize you were running it that frequently. That's great.
Twice a month. Yeah, every group has about, somewhere between 150 and 200 people. Usually the January group has around 500 people. It's amazing, New Year's resolutions, and we help everybody start their new year right. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself, and it's the best thing that I could probably put 30 people on this Zoom with us and have them just tell their individual stories. Some of them will bring you to tears because you see people really have a life change. It's awesome.
Well, Laurie, in the spirit of the gratitude series, if I could just ask you one final question, what are you most grateful for today?
One thing, I am most grateful that I woke up in a beautiful place, that I'm healthy. I have really amazing family and friends. I have a boyfriend who's supportive and lovely about everything that I do. And I really feel like that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think that is sometimes a hard thing to come by, but when you find it, you have to just grab onto it and run with it. And I'm grateful for you. I'm so thankful to have people like you in my life that are inspiring and intelligent and allowing us to learn new things about ways to look at our lives. You're amazing.
Oh, Laurie, thank you.
Yeah.
I love all this sharing of love. Well, I can't wait to see more things from you as you step into your best year yet. And
Thanks,
thank you so much for participating in today's gratitude series. Thank you so much to our participants for taking just a little bit of time out of your day. So hopefully fill it up with more inspirational stuff and uplifting stuff in times of uncertainties and just so many things happening. So thank you so much. Laurie's information is on your screen. You can check her out. Again, her Instagram is SD Laurie. If you have any questions, please send us a note, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye, Jen.
Bye, everybody. Take care.